After 2 years of paperwork and $2,000 last week, for the second time, the Lieutenant Ronald Allen Jr.'s family was denied a unanimous vote by the Bladen County Commissioners, which is required for a Bladen County bridge to be named honoring the firefighter who died in the line of duty in 2006.
To be named in memory of the late Tar Heel volunteer firefighter, Lieutenant Ronald Allen. I hope I can get through this. On September the 22nd, 2006, Lieutenant Allen was killed in the line of duty. According to the report, Lieutenant Allen had a brush truck blocking the lane he was in while marking fire hydrant locations. Lieutenant Allen placed the brush truck in the lane he was working in with its hazard lights flashing as a safety precaution. Lieutenant Allen took other safety measures that day as well. However, he was pronounced dead after a vehicle hit the brush truck, pinning Lieutenant Allen under the truck. Volunteering his time as a certified firefighter was not his only role. He was a beloved son, husband, father, and dedicated community member and correction officer. The DOT requires that the vote be unanimous. At this time, we do not have all commissioners that are willing to support this tribute to a citizen who gave his life for this county. And the family asked me to remove it from the agenda until after the commissioners can come to an agreement. The family does want this done, but not in the political environment it's in tonight. So at this time, I entertain a motion to remove the public hearing from the agenda.
Moorehead Fire and EMS Chief Jamie Fulk took time with BladenOnline to explain a first responder's perspective on the scene during that tragic day in 2006. Chief Fulk is a former Elizabethtown Fire Chief and was one of the first to respond to the scene. What are your ties to Bladen County?
So, I was Chief of Elizabethtown from 2002 until 2008.
In 2006, whenever Lieutenant Allen was hit, were you on the scene?
Yes, I was.
Can you tell me your perspective from that day?
Yeah, so it was in the daytime, and like many daytime calls in that area, volunteers. There was not a lot of volunteers around in the Tar Heel area. They did not have paid staff at that time. Mm-hmm. I heard Lieutenant Allen. I didn't know at that moment that it was him, but I heard him on checkout with a fire truck to go test hydrants. I heard that radio call. It was a normal routine call, something I heard many times from many other departments, and it really meant nothing to me at that moment. I was doing some business at the courthouse that day with the fire marshal at the time in the county, and as I was leaving that location, I heard the Tar Heel Fire Department get dispatched on a motor vehicle accident, and my first thought was, well, they have somebody readily available because I just heard them, check out and about, checking fire hydrants. But some time went by and there was no response from that truck, and I thought that was odd that they were not responding immediately. Just couldn't understand why the truck would not check up as soon as the call went out. But after a few minutes, the dispatcher come back and advised that they were getting reports that the wreck was involving a fire truck. And so immediately I started putting the puzzle together that the person was not answering the radio because they were actually the one involved. And so I took it upon myself to call the on-duty staff at the Elizabethtown Fire Department and ask them to start heading that way. It just didn't sound right. And eventually, one of the Tar Heel staff checked on the radio from a long distance away. In other words, they were not in the Tar Heel area, but they were responding back to that area. And so I called that individual on the radio and asked, did they want us to respond? And he said yes. And so we responded, arrived on the scene, and unfortunately, he was trapped, and myself and my crew began the process of extricating, doing an extrication, and eventually we were able to accomplish that, and unfortunately it was too late. He had done succumb to his injuries.
Are you familiar with what is happening now with the bridge naming?
Yes. So, of course, I'm not there, so I don't have maybe not 100% of the facts. So the information I currently have is what I'm seeing in print and what I'm hearing from Ms. Allen.
What is your opinion in the naming of the bridge and the importance of it?
Yeah, so first of all, I think it's important that the commissioner's not voting for this. First of all, it's you have to understand that this individual who was 100% volunteering their time for their community was killed in the line of duty. They were killed trying to do something good to lower the fire insurance rating for the Tar Heel area. They were giving of their time, and they ended up giving their life. And the fact that this is even an issue is, I just don't understand how it's not a simple vote to do the right thing. I don't want years from now, when his family, his loved ones, his daughter, his mom and dad are riding down the road, and they come across, whenever this gets done, they come across this bridge, and it's not good memories of Ron, it's memories of the fight. And that should not be the case when we're talking about somebody who literally give their life. They give their life for the community, and we're arguing over a bridge. It's just unbelievable to me. It seems such an easy answer. I don't understand.
Well, if you could say anything to the county commissioners of Bladen, what would you say?
Please put the politics aside and treat this person as it's your own son or your own daughter. And I think I'm correct in what I'm about to say, that one of the commissioners has served in a leadership role of a first responder agency.
Right.
And I asked any of these commissioners that are voting no or holding up the vote, if this person died under your command, would you want them to be treated this way? I don't even understand how it's an issue.
Right.
People came from everywhere to recognize the sacrifices that Ron, his family, that he had given. People came from everywhere. And in just a few years, we have forgotten that. Or some people have forgotten.
More information, including commissioners' responses, may be found on BladenOnline.com. Thank you for watching.